Hello, hi, I'm David Rebel, and welcome to our webinar about getting started with digital lesson materials. I'm the Global Product Manager for Content and Training here at ITRI Technologies, and today I'm going to take you on a brand new journey. We know it's often difficult for teachers to find their way through the jungle of digital learning resources, and during this webinar, we will show you how you can easily start using ITRI OnUp, our intuitive digital learning platform. Now, using technology in education can be very challenging. For some teachers, it's very easy, and for others, it's a bit more challenging and can be a huge struggle. Now, we want to help all the teachers in their daily practice, and that is why we asked for their advice during the development of ITRI OnUp. Now, we looked beyond the horizon, as you can see right here, to offer you the most intuitive and complete digital learning platform. Now, let's have a look. Let's get started. And I was using PowerPoint for now, just for this introduction, but ITRI OnUp is an online platform that can run in any browser and on any device. Now, in this webinar, I am using Google Chrome, as you can see. And to get into the software, you need an account. Now, signing up for one is very easy. You just click the sign up button right here. You just click it, and then you will get an overview of the different account types. You've got different account types: free, Advantage, Premium, and also a site license if you want to use it in the entire school. Now, let's choose for a free one for now. And to create an account, you can use an existing account from one of our partners, as you can see right here: Microsoft, Google, Dropbox, and so on and so forth. And you could also choose to create a new account. Now, let's try that one right here. The only thing you need to do is just fill in your details. You can choose your country, your language, you choose a password, of course. You agree for the terms of service and the privacy policy, and there you go. You will receive an activation link straight after. You just click it, you hit the link, and you're in. That easy. Now, just to make sure you understand what I'm saying here, this is an online software, no installation, no downloads, no updates. Everything's online, so you're online as well. So, I already have an account, so let's get back to this screen, the login page. And the only thing I need to do is fill in my username, which is my mail address, and then my password. I just already typed it in right here. Then I hit the login button, and there we go. Now, after the login, you will see a welcome screen, appearing on the screen. And here you will find the latest news and some tips and tricks that we like to share with our users. Now, in this case, we have shared that we have deployed a new puzzle activity, which you can find in the activity builder, and that's something I will show you in a few minutes. Now, to get started, that easy, just click the start button right there, and there you go. And I'm in. Now, to guide you through the software, I have prepared some slides, and so let's first open that one. To do that, I just go to the button right here, the ITRI logo in the left corner, to open the menu, and then I hit the open button. Now, the gallery is open now, and in this menu, you will find different places where you can open files. We have our own ITRI library. You can choose from lessons in the marketplace that are lessons that are shared by other users. And of course, I can go to my personal content as it is a lesson that I made myself. What I just do right now is hit the webinar button, because that is the lesson that I have prepared. Add to the file. That's simple. In a few seconds, it will be open on my screen, and I'm ready to go. Now, technology, and more specifically, software, needs to be as easy and simple as possible. And it all starts by having a toolbar that offers you the most important tools. And for a teacher, writing is very important, of course. You can find the pen tools right here in the center of the toolbar. So let's just give you a small idea of what that means. Now, writing on the board is choosing a pen, and then you can just choose the pen you want. We don't have 20 or 30 pens, we have the most important ones. So let's take the calligraphic pens, which gives you a bit nicer experience of writing on the board. And then the toolbar with the colors will open automatically. So you just pick your color. You can choose from the basic set of colors, or you can choose one of the personal colors. Now, this color palette is a color palette that I've chosen myself. If you would have a personal account, then that color palette would be different, of course. The nice thing is that I can choose a new color. So let's take something green. It's spring after all, right? And then I can choose a little bit lighter or darker, choose it, and there it is, directly chosen and in my personal color palette. If I don't want to use a color anymore, I just drag it to the litter bin, to the trash can, and there it goes. It's gone. Now, I have a pen in my back pocket right here. Of course, you can write on the screen with your finger. That's easy as well. But there's a pen along to use. So I've chosen the pen, and then I can just start writing my name. Just very easy. And that's my name. So that's one way to put something on the board. The other way is just by selecting the text tool and typing something on the board. Automatically, the touch screen keyboard will appear on the screen, and then I can start typing something. Before I do that, first of all, I'm going to choose another font type. So let's choose the Tahoma font. Let's make it a bit larger. There we go. And let us choose one of my personal colors. Let's take orange, the ITRI Technologies orange. Now, that's right. Let's start typing. Welcome. There we go. And if the word doesn't fit in the bar right here, I can just make it bigger and make it as big as I want. So there we go. Whatever you have chosen, whatever you have typed on the board or have written, you can put it anywhere you want. You just select it, you make it bigger. Of course, you can use the most used functionalities that you would expect from a software like this, duplicating, locking, things like that, of course. In the next example, I will also show you how you can use the infinite duplicate feature. Now, anyway, so that's one way. That's writing and adding text to the board. Those are the most easy tools that you could use, of course. Now, one thing I want to show you as well is the eraser. Now, the eraser isn't really rocket science, but the important thing to know is that here I can just choose my eraser to erase something specifically, or I can erase only that what is written with pen, or I could choose to erase everything. Then it's gone. Luckily, we got a panic button right here in the software, which is the undo button. The undo button brings everything back that you have erased. That easy. Now, writing on a board is a bit easier if you got a background to write it on. Now, we have a whole set of backgrounds to do that. You just click on the background button right here. Let me show you here. Clicking on the tool of the backgrounds, and you can see you got different sets of color templates that you could choose from. Checkered ones, normal lines. If you're a music teacher, you could choose one of these. You could even add a margin, and then you just add template, and there it is. Again, that easy. And that's the most important part of the whole software. Make sure it's easy. Make sure everybody can find what they want to use in a few seconds and in a few clicks. So you're only a few clicks away of doing that you really want to do. Now, before I go to the next one, let me just put everything in full screen so we don't get bothered by other messages or other software. Now let's add an image to this page. To do that, you just open the gallery, which is down here, right, in the right corner. And then I'm going to search for an image. So let's go for images. Now, I've got a specific lesson in my mind, and the lesson is about dolphins. And I just take the keyboard, I type the word that I want to use, dolphin. There it is. So let's see what we got. That's not really the dolphin I was thinking about. I really want a dolphin that looks real. So this one is not really my idea. Let's go and look on the web. This is a direct link to the online database of images. It's a safe search, so you're safe to search whatever you want to. You won't find anything specifically that's not suitable for children. So you pick one of the images, 1 or 2 or even 3, and you add them to the file. Again, very simple, very easy, and in a few seconds you can finalize your lesson and start working. Nice thing is, if you make it a bit bigger, the resolution is really pretty. You got a good quality of images, and that's what you would expect in your classroom, of course. Now, these are only the most basic tools you would expect to find in a software, right? Now, let's look a bit closer to the more fancy stuff. Are you ready? There we go. ITRI LearnUp is accessible at all time. Now, you can use it anywhere, anytime, and on any device. Now, most important, you don't need to think about which device your students are using to collaborate in ITRI LearnUp, so they can even use their smartphone. So let's give that a try. To show you that ITRI LearnUp is bring your own device compliant, I have a question for you guys, and I would like you to get your answers here on the screen. Now, I'm going to guide you through that process. Let's first look at the question. And the question is, do you agree? To this quote, teachers need to use technology to teach our children 21st century learning skills. Now, to quickly start a quick quiz, we don't need to do very fancy stuff. We just go in the toolbar in the right corner below, which is our collaboration menu. Then I click the question mark, which is in the right corner. There I go. And immediately the menu appears on the screen. So I don't need to wonder what devices my students are using. Did they install an app or something like that? No, not at all. The only thing they need to do is open their camera or their browser. First of all, I'm going to choose the number of answers. Now, I only got 2. You agree or you don't agree. And then I'm going to choose the way I want to get my answers. So in this case, it would be thumbs up or thumbs down. You agree or you don't agree? The Facebook way. So there we go. And I create my session. Now, the QR code is loading. So if you open your camera in front of your screen, you could immediately take a picture of this QR code. I'm going to do that along with you guys. So let me take my camera. Let me just take a picture of this QR code. And it says, do you want to open the link? Which I do. Enable it with my Touch ID. Now, don't worry, if your students don't have a QR code reader or something fancy like that, they just go to their browser, open it with connect.itrilearnup.com, put in their name, and they put in this code. Now, this code you could share easily by mail or text message, whatever, or you just show it on the screen. Now, I'm gonna put in my name, and let's see what the answer is. Now, of course, it's an open answer. You agree or you don't agree. Now, I agree, so I'm gonna tap the thumb up, submit it, and that's it. That's how easy it goes. So if you want to do a pop-up question in the middle of your lesson, you just write a question on your screen, you go to the menu, there you go, that quickly. Now let's see what your feedback is. I'm gonna open the graphic bar right here, and it shows me your answers. Now look, everybody agrees, and indeed, I think so too, that technology is a very important tool to use in teaching 21st century learning skills. Now, the fun thing is that I also can see who is collaborating with me. Now, that would be the last button right here, and there you get it. There is my feedback. So thank you guys for joining, and don't run away yet because we got some other nice stuff to come up now. Closing it with the trash can makes it go away directly, see? Now, going to the next part, let's go to the following page. Important to know, as you could see along with that quick quiz, you could join in any way. This software is totally BYOD compliant. Now, you could use it immediately on any device. You could set it up on any device and you can join from any device. If you want to use a desktop computer, a Google Chrome, an iPad, or any tablet, a smartphone, it doesn't matter. It's your choice. If you like to use a Samsung tablet, by all means, be my guest and then join when you want to. So another thing to show you and to prove that our software is BYOD ready is the ITRI lens. Now, ITRI LearnUp offers you the ability to add pictures to your lesson on the spot, and really on the spot. Imagine you're on a field trip and you're visiting a museum and you want to use a specific painting, that painting that you really want to use as an example, and you want to take it to your classroom to use it in the classroom, in the lesson afterwards. Now, taking that painting to your classroom would bring a problem, of course. That wouldn't be able to do. Now, the only thing you could do, and the great thing you can do, is bring that image to your board automatically. The image will be automatically saved to your personal library in ITRI LearnUp, and when you return in the classroom, you can access the picture right away. Now, let's give that a try. I'm going to take my smartphone again out of my pocket. Important to know, guys, this app is available for the most common smartphones, which is iOS and Android. So any Android system can use this app. Now, I've already opened it on my screen. Now, to give you the ability to follow what I'm doing, I've just made some screenshots with my iPhone. And when you log in, or when you open the app, you will get a login screen. The login screen is something you need to log in with your ITRI LearnUp account. So that's easy. You know that one. When you're logged in, you will get the start screen, which is very easy. It's just a plus. So to start taking pictures, you just hit the plus, and it will ask you to take a photo directly or open the photo library. Now, I'm going to take a picture right away to show you how nice this works. And I'm going to take a picture of the banner right here. So I'm going to go out of scope right now. There we go. I've taken the picture, as you can see. And when you take the picture, it will also crop the image immediately. Now I'm going to take the full picture right there. So I'm going to drag the green bullets, to the edges. And when I'm done, I can just go to the next step and it will save as a picture directly. You could change the settings directly, or you could just save it to your gallery, and that's it. You just hit save, 3, 2, 1, there it goes. That easy. It goes back to your start screen so you can start making a new picture. I don't want to do that. I want to show you the big stuff, right? So I go to the ITRI gallery. You already know where that is. I don't need the dolphins anymore, so let's go back here. Let me go to my content. Now, I've taken this picture before today, so forgive me, it's the same one, but this is the one that I wanted to use, right? So this is the picture that I have made right now during this webinar. I hit the add file, and there it is. Now, let me show you what a brilliant resolution and quality you get from that picture. So going out on a field trip or using it in your classroom, imagine children collaborating on a piece of work. You want to share that with the class or with everybody you want. You just take the picture with your ITRI lens and you share it in your personal gallery. That easy and that quickly. No searching for extra tools. It's all right there in your software. Now, creating an engaging and interactive lesson with ITRI LearnUp is very easy. Let me show you how we do that. We offer several attractive tools that you can use. Now I have prepared a small page on using or learning about the ear. As you can see, I've got a video right here. I have an image on the anatomy of the ear, and I've got an app that you could use to learn about the ear. So I can, if I pause it right here, it stops moving, and I can also watch an audiogram. and what does it mean when you have hearing loss. Now, where do you all get this? Well, you just go to the gallery, as I did before. You already know how you can search for images, so that's easy. But you also have different assets, videos, audio files, apps, and of course the lessons. As I already told you, when you go to the marketplace, you will find tons of lessons that have been made by other users, and so on and so forth. Now, let's see what that means for the apps. The apps is something very specifically. It's a tool that you would use during your lesson. You would be able to send it to your students, of course. That's something that we will show in a few minutes. But we have collaborated with publishers along the world to offer us the best content that is available on the market right now. One of these examples is the content from Edumedia. So this is shared in the marketplace, and users from ITRI are able to use this software and those apps on the spot in their lesson in the classroom. So let me just take a simple example. This could be the human brain. Let me take that on the board, because the ear is a part of the human brain, of course. You could choose one of these options. So I'm going to look at the areas. And if I don't really know how it works, you got a question mark in the right top here. And it says, choose a level, then roll over the picture to name the parts. So if I click this, I can see the name. So these are all educational apps that you could use on the spot in your lesson, of course. So that's the way you can easily create your attractive lesson. It's not only that. Let me go a step further. You can bring in any online content by using the iframe. You just copy paste the URL in the toolbar, and then you put it on the screen. Now, let me show you how that works. I'm going to take this. Let me enable the pointer right here, and let me copy this URL, and let me delete the iframe that's on the screen so you know where it came from. There we go. If I want to add any website that I use in my classroom, I don't want to use it in ITRI, then you enable the globe right here, and then you paste. Of course, if I'm working on the computer, I can use my right click of the mouse, and I paste the address, and then I put it on the board. Now, it's not magic, it's just using a simple software. And that's where it is. You can start using the app as you would do on the computer on your internet. And I'm really not that acquainted with GeoGebra, but let me try and do something. Can I add points? There I go. So you see, you can easily use that directly. And if you want to use your measurement tools over this iframe, well, then you just do that as easy as possible. So if I want to add a line just right here, I take my pen, and there it goes. That easy. You can use your tools, your pens, your measurement tools, just over the iframe, and then relate to the content that you got from an online website. That's the way it goes. Another way to engage your students, and of course, you can do that in many ways, but one of them is the spotlight and the shade screen. Now let's start with the spotlight. That's something you would find in the toolbar right below. It is next to the hand. So I just select this one. I can make it smaller, I'll make it bigger, and then I just swipe it over here. The cauliflower, the carrots, and so on and so forth, right? If you want to stop using the spotlight, you just click on the trash can, and you can start using the shade screen. So let me enable this one. I can make it bigger or smaller, depending on the content that's on my screen, of course. You can move it along and reveal what is hidden. So if you want to just hide some answers or solutions, you just put on the shade screen and then click it away if you don't want to use it anymore. But even more engaging is using the object activities. Now, this is a really easy way of engaging the kids. What you do is just, you bring on the images on the screen. That's what you saw in the gallery a few minutes ago. You just search for your images, and then you select the image right here, and then you go and click on the menu where you can go to activity. Now, in this case, I have already selected a specific activity. This one is correct. So if I would click the cauliflower, you would get feedback, which says, this is correct, and this is wrong, of course. It's a piece of fruit, it's not a vegetable. Now, to show you how many ways you can easily use these activities, we have added some feedback on right or wrong, so you could put it in a frame or just by having the check or wrong button. You could also cover an image. You could put it anywhere you want, and by clicking, you will reveal what is hidden. It's that easy, and you can do this in your lesson. You save it to your personal folder, and you use it in the classroom. That's how it goes. Now, going to the next part is the activity builder. Now, ITRI LearnUp offers you the most easy way to create engaging and attractive activities for your students. You just open the gallery, and you hit the activity builder. The activity builder is right here on the right side. And then you will see we have different activity types that you could choose from. Now, for this example, let's choose the Word Twister. The Word Twister is a language app that you could easily use to teach children another language, or their own language for that matter. I just create an activity, and then I get the option to choose which language I will use for my content. Now, I'm just going to keep it simple and use an English lesson, but if I want to, I could also choose another language if I want. There we go. Okay. Now, this is a process you would do on the computer in preparation of the lesson, of course. So I'm going to do the same way, just to show you better how easy that is. I've got a keyboard connected to my computer right now, and let me just put in some new words. Now, we were talking about vegetables and fruit, so let's go for an apple. Let me go back, as my keyboard layout is a bit different than I'm used to using. So enter. There it goes. Now, the software will already use an image that has been used in the past, okay? So let me say I don't want to use it. I want to have another one and another one. It will be showing new images till you really want to say, okay, let me choose my own. Could be something you have saved on your computer, or it could be something online if you don't have anything else. Now, of course, Apple is also a brand of a technology company, but I want to have this juicy red apple. I could add a new one, let's say a kiwi. Oh, there we go again. Now, this is a nice example when something goes wrong. If I don't want to use it anymore, you just delete it and you just start over. And let's do that in the right way right now. There it goes. Kiwi. Well, I like this one. Let's just go along with that one. I could add other words if I want to. I could make an endless list of words. I just go to the next when I'm ready. I can add a name. This would be fruit. There it goes. I want to use the keyboard and touch controls when playing the game. I could add a number of players, choose a time limit if I want to, countdown or stopwatch, whatever. And then I go to the location where I want to save it. I could choose from the marketplace, or I could make it my own personal activity. It's a primary lesson. I could choose the age, but let's say this is okay. Children just starting to read. Going to the next. Now, the cherry on the cake is choosing your own template. And you could choose a style. So let's make it a desert background. And let's give it a more desert color. And there you go. would expect you would like to have some fruit in the desert. Why not? When you're ready, you just go to your page, and then let me quickly remove these things. There we go. And now I could start playing the game by clicking the letters that I think are necessary in this word. So I think this is a kiwi, and it only ends or corrects when you make a mistake, of course. So this is an apple. There we go. And when you're ready, you'll get feedback to or try it again, or see the results. And when I look at the results, well, in this case, you will get feedback on the timing. And if I want to mail those results, I can do that easily. And it will be mailed to the teacher, the person that has created this activity. That easy. Now, to choose different activities is very simple. On the next page, I have an activity which is a multiple choice activity. So then you can really program all your questions during the preparation, all your answers that go with the questions. So in this case, I have a question: what is the capital city of Belgium? I don't remember really good, so I think it's Antwerp. You never know. To check, you get feedback, and in this case, it was wrong. Now, capital city of France, I would think it's Paris. Let's see if it's right. Check it, and we got it right. See? And again, you could try again or see the results on the screen. So that is the activity builder. A very, very nice way of engaging your students. Now, collaborating with your students needs to be as flexible as possible. Teachers still like to have their students at the board, and with ITRI OnUp, you can have up to 4 students at your board, each student working with different tools. Let's see how that works. I have a mathematics exercise here on my screen. I need to put it on the screen, of course, if I want to have the children to solve this. And then I go to my collaboration menu, which you know already. And then the only thing I need to do is just split the screen with the multi-user button, which is the first button in the collaboration menu. I get the choice to choose a number of users. We can go up to 4. And of course, in this case, I want to multiply my board so all the students work with the same exercise. So let's do that. Let's start. Only thing I need to do now is take a pen and start writing. Now, doing that right away here on my own is a bit challenging, of course. So bear with me. I'm going to try to do that as good as I can because I'm right-handed. And let me take a calligraphic red pen over here. I'm going to try and write with 2 hands at the same time so you see what's happening on the board. So let me just try and solve this exercise. That's not too bad. Great. So you can see I'm writing with black ink on the left side here and red ink on the right side. And if I want to erase and start and continue writing on the left side, so the student on the right side doesn't need to bother what he's doing. And that is the great thing about the multi-user. You can use this feature on any touch screen that enables multi-touch. I'm doing this on an ITRI Touch E-Series screen from ITRI Technologies. Of course, we promote using our brand of display or board, but of course, it is very clear that our software supports any type of board or display from any brand, okay? Just make sure if you want to use the multi-user features, then you would need to have a multi-touch display, but that makes sense, of course. So when I'm ready, I don't want to continue using the multi-user mode. I just hit the stop button, and then I go back to my screen right here. Let me quickly do that. There I go. And then I can continue with my lesson. That easy, of course. Now, another way to collaborate with ITRI OnUp and with your students is sharing your lesson with them. Now let me show you better how that works. And to do that, I'm just going to open a new tab in my ITRI OnUp. So let me go out of my full screen mode here, open a new tab. Doing that, ITRI LearnUp will be automatically logged into your account, as you can see, and you can already start preparing or setting your next lesson there. Make sure it's already there before the kids come in. So you could have all your lessons next to each other right there to use. So I'm going to start, and let's say I'm going to let you collaborate with my square boxes over here. And the question I have for you guys is, when you connect to the lesson in a few minutes, what I did right here is I enabled the infinite duplicate mode. So here now I can easily put squares wherever I want. See? Now what I'm going to do, let me just make that a bit bigger. Disable the infinite duplicate mode and just make it a bit bigger. Okay, make sure those boxes are big enough. Let's hide this one. There we go. Easy thing is, as you see, I can select multiple objects at the same time and resize them all together, right? Now, I want to let you join my session so you can write on this board, okay? You don't need to install anything. Just open your browser if you want to, please. Or take your webcam, or take your camera, excuse me, from your smartphone or tablet, and let's go to the collaboration menu. In that collaboration menu, I have already used the question mark, which is the quick quiz. I already used the multi-user mode. And the next one I'm going to use is the collaboration mode, in sense of I'm going to let you share my lesson. And that's the third button over here. Doing that, I just click create new session. Nothing more, nothing less. The only thing I need to watch out, I don't want to use a blank board. I want to use the current board, of course. So let's do that. I'm leaving this page and starting up the lesson that I have prepared. Now, only thing you need to do is take your smartphone or go to your web browser. There I go. Let's see if I can open this link. Yes, it does. There we go. I see Muriel is already joined. Thank you, Muriel. I only need to put in my name and connect to the lesson. There it goes. And then I can see that Muriel is already typing on the board. I can see Sandro and Davy, that's mine, has joined. Now, let's see if I could make this a bit bigger and write my name. So that's what I'm doing right here on the screen. And you can see it appearing on the screen at the same time, directly. So if I would add a new square box, that one would be coming on the screen immediately, see? And what you could actually do is a really cool feature, is when I just select the zooming button right here, is I could zoom in a specific part of the screen and write right here. Just like that. And as you can see, I can use my fingers instead of a pen if I want to. And then I go back to my 100% view, and you would see I have written this in the small box right here, right? Now, if I don't want to have people writing on the screen, so I can say, okay, Muriel is not gonna write anymore, so it will disable, and Sandro, it will disable the pen function, so you would only be able to view, okay? You could follow the lesson, but you wouldn't be able to do anything, okay? And if you're done, if you don't want to have extra people coming in, you just hide this bar, the screen will go wider, and you could use it on the board in the classroom. That easy. Now, for now, I'm not gonna continue sharing this lesson. Thank you so much for your collaboration right here. This was fun. And let me close the session, and it will close on your computer as well when I hit this button. There it goes. Now we're all out. What I didn't do, what I actually forgot, is you can save that lesson, that session, you can save that to your folder. So if you hit the ITRI menu, let me go back to my presentation right here. If I would have opened the menu, I could have saved the lesson to my library phone at the moment. Let's continue. Sustainable. And last but not least, of course, software needs to be as sustainable as possible. Let me first go back to full screen. There we go. Now, sustainability is one of the most important parts. You just want to be sure that the software won't let you down. And it needs to be there when you need it. And that's why we say, you don't want to have any updates anymore. Now, local software that you would need to install on your computer, that needs to be updated. So that requires installation. And that update needs to be compatible with your operating system, of course. Now, with ITRI LearnUp, we don't want to do that. So we say, no to updates. With ITRI LearnUp, you can forget about all those issues. It is online and it's right there when you want it to be. We keep it up to date just whenever we do sessions with teachers, whenever we do demonstrations, trainings, we listen very carefully to the feedback that we get. And all the things that we want to change, we just do it on the spot. We send the mail with the latest changes, so you know what's coming. And then the next day you log in, there it is, online, all there whenever you want it to have. So no more updates and always online. So what do our users say? Well, we had some great feedback in the past few years, but I have two quotes that I want to share with you. And one is one from the trainers. She said, it's so easy to show new users. And that's so important, of course. So if you have a new teacher in the school or a colleague that wants to start working with the software, just show it in a few minutes and there you go. A teacher said, now it's so inspiring. I could use other ways of working, sharing the lesson, working together on the same lesson, taking the ITRI Lens app, just right there, have the image on the board, so easy and quick. And that's what you want to have. So great feedback from those users. Let's look at the pricing, the license options. Well, we have 4 different types. You've got a free license, Advantage, Premium, and a site license. Now for the free license, you get a lot of free stuff. You get basic tools, basic content, you can insert images, you can use the apps, you can even use the favorites menu, which I didn't show, but in a nutshell, this is the favorites menu. When I hold the board for a few seconds, it appears, and I can just put in any tool that I want to use just right there. So it's there on the touch of my hand. If I want to add a new one, let me drag one out so it's empty now, and then I choose to have one other in, and there it is. If I want to select it, I could just switch from pen to the pointer in a matter of seconds. So that's the favorites menu, which is available for free users. You can collaborate with one student, so share your lesson or do a quick quiz. And you can save your lesson free in the ITRI community. So that means that all your lessons will be stored in the ITRI community, okay? You don't have a personal folder. That's something that you do have with an Advantage. Free stuff, you can embed documents, you can embed from 1 to 10 users. Now, if you also want to start importing your own documents, your Word documents, PowerPoints, or even Smart Notebook files, you just choose for Premium. Then you get all what you get in the Advantage license. On top of that, you get your personal media library. So that's where you can store all your assets, videos, images, documents, you name it. You just import and it's in your library. And that also gives you the access to ITRI Lens, of course. You can use the animations, which I didn't show you in this presentation. You can use the activity builder, which you don't have in the Advantage. And you can collaborate with 1 to 25 students. So why not choose a Premium, right? And last but not least, if you want to use this software in your entire school with your colleagues, you can just choose for a site license. It gives you access for 35 teachers. And of course, also, you would have an admin module to work with your accounts. So very easy and very complete, of course. For further pricing, you would be able to go to itrilearnup.com. You just go to the sign up, and that's where you had the prices, right? So that's it for me. And before I wrap up, I just want you to know that all of our users, all users, get full access to our online learning management system. And we call it the ITRI Academy. It offers courses that our users can follow whenever or wherever they want. So learn how to work with ITRI LearnUp in just a few easy steps. If you want to access the ITRI Academy, you open your ITRI menu, and in the menu, you will have a direct link to your account in the ITRI Academy. So that easy. Well, guys, this is what I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining. And of course, if you want to tell us something, if you have a question, please let us know. And you can find us on all the social media channels. You just write us a mail, whatever, and we're happy to help you, of course. If you don't have an account on ITRI LearnUp yet, just go to itrilearnup.com and sign up for free, or the paid account. We're happy to help you. So that's it for me. Thank you very much for joining, and have a very great day. Bye.